Rabbi Laurie Shapiro, Venice, California, and in 2 minutes, this is how I became a rabbi. I grew up with nothing, like no Jewish identity whatsoever. I used to say the only Jewish thing about me is my nose, and now I say there's everything Jewish about me except my nose because there's been a little work. But the truth is, really, I had no identity, and when I was 12 years old or 13 years old in sustained silent reading, I read The Chosen. And I cried, with this the peach fuzz of this worn book. I just cried, and I heard this voice in my head saying, I want to know what this is. I want to know what Danny and Reuven know. And then the other voice said, how could you know it? You have nothing about Judaism in your life. And yet, I lived in a really Orthodox town where Shabbat passed by in this parade of humans every week waiting for me to join her. And so through college, I had a theater background, but I left the program I was in and I went and studied in a liberal arts college and was just studying philosophy and religion and literature, and that led to wanting to travel after college, and I was going around the world, and I was studying meditation in Spain, and it was there that I just started having this pull, I gotta go to Israel. And so within 6 weeks I landed in Haifa. And I go to this family and they have 11 kids and 44 guests, and I have a baby on my lap. And they said, you should go to Safat. So I went. So we get to Safat. I have my backpack. I'm walking through the city. I was told of 2 places to go. The first one was a Chabad. And I literally open the door. No joke. I open the door and I hear, Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. Yay, 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 yay. And I close the door and I'm like, that is not my place. So I keep walking and I'm looking for the address of the next place I'm supposed to go. And I walk and I kind of find it. And I open the door. And there are 3 women, Holly, Abby, and Rumi, and they're lighting the Hanukkah menorah for the 3rd night. And they kind of are startled that I open the door, and I look at them, and they look at me, and I take my backpack off, and I kind of stay for the better part of a year and a half. So it was just filled with love and dreaming, and we had creative writing classes and dance classes and just lots of creative expression with amazing hikes in the Wadi and hikes in the Galilee. And really the essence of it was find your neshama, find your soul. And it was all refracted through Torah and Mishnah and text, and we had these amazing Bretzlaver and Kabbalah, studying men and women coming to us and really allowing us to find our Jewish voices. And it was just so progressive in a time that I think that Israel was very optimistic that there would be peace. It was post-Camp David, and it was just a different time. So with that, I came back to the States, and I decided I was going to take a backpacking trip down south. And so I go on this backpacking trip down south, and I'm visiting places, visiting Jewish places, still on my journey, wanting to keep the Wunderlust of travel alive with me. And I'm in Georgia, and this voice just kind of comes to me. It was my own voice. It was the voice of I think prophecy. And this voice in my head, as clarion as if I heard my voice recorded, says, "You're going to be a rabbi." And I literally said out loud, "Bullshit." Bullshit. And it's no, you're going to be a rabbi.